Well, you know how you know that it's fall? It's when UPS is coming to your house every day with boxes of books from Penguin Random House. So, what I've got here is a few days worth of the fall catalog. Fall 24 is when I'm recording this. And I thought I normally just unbox these in my office. And I thought, hey, come into my kitchen and let's unbox together. So, first, these books went on sale September 17th. Let's see what they are. Oh, this is one I've been actually looking for. Okay, so this book is called Crimson Twill, and it's like a little fall kind of practical magic kid vibe. The thing, it's for ages 7 to 9. It's called Crimson Twill, Witch in the Spotlight. It's written by Callie George and illustrated by Birgitta Sif. And the thing that I like about it is that it's a chapter book. There are chapters in the front, but it's very heavy on illustration, and it's a kind of a nice read. I'm always looking for this kind of thing for gifted kids who often have outpaced like the picture book read, but they're not quite ready for that thicker chapter book. I feel like I was really looking forward to this, and I haven't read it yet, obviously, because this is an unboxing, but this is one that I feel like is going to work. And there are 2 other books in this series. So if you have a young reader, but one who is ready for, I would say this is for the same kids who are reading like the littles, right? That level of things. So I was excited about this. Looks super great. All right, and it's hardcover. This one is a board book called Lunchtime at the Zoo, and it is it's Candlewick, which I love, an imprint of Penguin. That's my favorite children's books, in conjunction with the Smithsonian. And so it's Lunchtime at the Zoo, and it's the National Zoo, which is a Smithsonian institution, I believe. Yeah, Smithsonian's National Zoo in DC. So it has pictures of the different animals at the zoo and what they eat. Now, I do love that. I love me a little nonfiction in my board books. But one of the things I don't love about this one, I feel so bad that I don't love it, but there's almost too much illustration. I'd rather just have the photos, because there are some places, this one is the bison and it doesn't do that. But like, okay, here's an example. On the porcupine one, there's like a pink dot on top of the porcupine. What's the point of that? I don't get it. I don't understand. Why put that pink dot there? You're just going to confuse the baby. I also don't love wonky font. I don't know why. I know lots of people do it. I know lots of people love it. I'm a fan of easy to read font. And partly because I guess I work with a lot of children, students with dyslexia, but I don't like anything that makes accessing the text more difficult. Now, a board book is going to be read by an adult, but still. All right, but it's cute board book. All right, next box. My husband lent me his knife. If I'm just warning you, I might slice myself open. That I'm kind of pretty much known for that. All right, so boy, I hope our recycling can handle all of this packaging. Okay, so there's paper. This carton has been packed by Jeff B. So thank you, Jeff B. Okay, what do we have first? Wow, this is a whole box of goodness. First, we have The Princess in Black and the Kitty Catastrophe. So this is another book that I've been looking forward to for that same kind of age range, that group of kids who need interesting chapter books. This one is also hardcover, but this one, the illustrations are in color. This is written by Shannon Hale and illustrated by Dean Hale. That's her husband, and they sometimes work together. But Shannon Hale, wait, I feel like Shannon Hale is the one who wrote, like, hasn't she written some adult stuff? I don't know. There's no, like, biography of her. Okay, I swear I know that book from books I've read. Okay, this one has illustrations on essentially every page. And here's the synopsis. Could a fluffy new kitten with an appetite for destruction be the greatest challenge yet for the Princess in Black? Apparently, this is also a series. Let's see if it lists them. No. No, but it does assure us that this is a work of fiction, in case you were wondering. So I like that. I like this idea. I like the color, love that. Love this like easily accessible chapter book. This one has also the advantage of a big font. So nice. You know how I am about readability. All right, next. Quentin Blake Loveykins. So it's a picture book, and this is a book about, it says, when Angela Bowling finds a baby bird that has fallen out of his nest, she scoops the creature up and takes him home. From that day on, Angela lavishes all her nurturing care and attention on the bird. Nothing too good for her Loveykins. Well, I think you can tell that this is going to go badly. This one is actually older. This is Sir Quentin Blake, who is one of the world's foremost illustrators. He's actually illustrated with Roald Dahl. You will see that in these illustrations. They definitely feel like Dahl-esque, right? So nice. And I think, though, that this is a reprint. I think I ordered this because it presented a brand new edition. Yes, a charming and funny story about loving and letting go. So a picture book from a very well-known illustrator. I think this is going to be a big hit. I love this already. All right, next. Oh, this is one I was hoping to see for Christmas. I love this as a Christmas gift. So David Atherton's Christmas Cookbook for Kids. So we have another one. This guy won the British Baking Show, and we have another one of his cookbooks for kids, and it's really cool. So this one is all Christmas stuff. So Christmas cookbook, and it has cakes, party food, some ideas for gift recipes, and every recipe, it's like illustrated, all the steps of it. See if you could see that. And it says featuring more than 30 Christmas recipes, including reindeer chocolate bark, cheesy Christmas croquettes, snowy owl cupcakes, Christmas sweater pizza, snowball scones. I'm here for a scone. Okay, so this looks like a fun one. This is one that would be great to give a kid for Christmas. If you were going to give this to a family, give it with a bunch of ingredients, like in a basket of ingredients so that they can make stuff together, maybe even aprons. My grandkids call me Oma, and I have a little apron for my granddaughters in the laundry room, and it says Oma's Little Helper, which is cute. And I think mine says what happens at Oma's stays at Oma's. This one is called Brown Bear by Dr. Nick Crumpton and illustrated by Colleen Larmour. And I have been really looking forward to this because I absolutely love these nonfiction. I feel like I'm blocking my own light. I think I may have already mentioned this, and you could probably tell that we're in my kitchen. So Brown Bear, I love the illustrations. They look so real. You know what these illustrations kind of remind me of is Blueberries for Sal by Robert McCloskey. I love that. Okay. Oh, yes, definitely. And so they're real, like very realistic illustrations. And the text is it's a story, but it's very science-y. And they have, this is something that's being done now in children's books. And I am here for it, where they have like the story, and then down at the bottom of the page, they have extra science, because really, who doesn't want extra science? So I love this. What a great pairing this would be. This with Blueberries for Sal, and then make some blueberry scones. And then, okay, yeah, I'm here for it. Definitely Brown Bears by Dr. Nick Crumpton. I think that's going to be a total winner. I haven't read any of these yet. I ordered them so the publisher sends them to me in exchange for my honest review, but I get a catalog and I look and go, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. And so when I see it with you is the first time I see it. Aisha's Colors by Nabila Adani. I love these illustrations already. So I also love the premise of this. It says every year during summer vacation, Aisha's friends travel to interesting and faraway places. Is Aisha's journey, her family doesn't go very far at all. Is Aisha's journey any less spectacular than that of her friends or those of her friends. And I love that idea. I love the multicultural. So we've got some inclusivity here, some diversity. I love all the colors. Oh, this is a nice one. So they take the same trip every year. They just go from Jakarta, which is Indonesia, through the rice paddies to Grandma's village in the countryside. These illustrations are an absolute delight. I feel like when the illustrations are good, then they carry so much of the story. And this looks like it was written and illustrated by the same person. The sea life is astonishing. Just look at the vibrancy of these colors. Like, that is a beautiful one. That one looks like it will be particularly good for a classroom library. Okay, this book is called Peace on Earth. From the creators of Rain Before Rainbows comes a beautiful book that lights a path for all those who dare to dream of peace. That's a little vague, maybe, but let's open it up and see what we've got here. This is written by Smriti Prasadam Halls. I always hate it when I say people's names wrong. So if you're watching this and that's your name and I just slaughtered it, I'm very sorry. Illustrated by David Litchfield. So already beautiful illustrations. I'm just so here for those beautiful illustrations. Peace on Earth could look like this: a smile, a wave, a laugh, a kiss. Now, I already love that. Look, these illustrations are gorgeous. I feel like this is one of those books where even if it didn't have words, you could just use it. I also love the idea that it's saying like sometimes peace can be hard to find. And I like that. It says, but hearts are brave and hands are kind, and peace will go where others won't, and peace can hear what others don't. So children really love rhyme. And this book definitely has a rhyming text, just these gorgeous illustrations. I think this would make a great discussion book for a classroom. Like, how can we have peace in our class? This might be, I'm recording this on September 19th. And this might be a great book, like for beginning of year, kind of establishing class culture. Still there. Love it. Also, love it as a good holiday read, like at Christmas time, that is not religious, but aligned with the themes of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. So that looks like a lovely one. Peace on Earth looks like a winner. Okay, the last book in this box, I'm going to set this box down here. I'm going to have to collapse all these boxes. All right, this book, I love this. I love her so much. Ingela Arhenhuis. This is Dinosaurs, a pop-up book. This is the first of her pop-up books I've seen that's really big. In fact, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me like in Home Goods finding one of her pop-up books and like just instantly turning on my phone and recording a little reel in Home Goods line. I call it the gauntlet, where you're like in the line and they put all the stuff you never knew you always wanted. So this is a little different from her pop-up books. This one, it's like paper cutout, but then there's also these pull down the flaps. So normally she has these lift the flaps made of felt. This one is for a little bit older child who can handle the delicacy of this, right? So like, I think I had thought my granddaughter Eliza would like this. Eliza just turned 2, but Eliza's not ready for this. Eliza does not have enough respect for the cutouts, but this looks amazing. There's a lot of different kinds of dinosaurs. There's a lot of, like, in addition to the folding one in the middle, there's also flaps that you can lift with like information about different dinosaurs. Lift the flaps and find out about all kinds of dinosaurs that once roamed the earth. Vibrant and informative, this lively pop-up book is a perfect introduction to dinosaurs for even the youngest readers. And it says ages 3 to 7. And I think 3 is probably good. I feel like 2 is a little too young for these smaller ones. But what a nice option for the kids who loved Ingela Arhenhuis when her, I hope I'm saying that right, I need to learn how to say her name because I absolutely love her. If I ever met her, I would be like so fangirling over her because she is so astonishing. Let me see if this box, it does. It says new titles on sale September 24th. So these aren't quite on sale yet. when it is new fall catalog season or spring catalog season, I feel so bad for our UPS driver. Hauling all these. Nothing's happening in these books. A lot of packing. All right, let me do this. Let me take the books out of, you know how many books are in this box? 3 little major books. Okay, so what do we have? Pablo Gets the Grumps. You know, I thought about this because it made me think of that book about the cat. Now I can't remember. And it's like, my name is Pepito, Mamito. Oh, somebody, I'll look it up in a minute. Okay, by Natalia Shalovshvili. I love these names. I have such a hard name myself, Van Gamert, that I just love it when someone else has a hard name too. I'm like, comrade. All right, this book says on the back, "What's wrong, Pablo?" And it looks like, oh my goodness, this looks so adorable. Mama and Pablo are finishing breakfast, thinking about what to do today. And that's how it starts. And look at these illustrations. I love me a unique illustrative style. Don't you? Aren't you just here for it? And I love this one. It looks like it was drawn in chalk. And this is so adorable. They're going different places. Look at this. This is sweet. Not very many words, big font. Can you see that big font? You know how I feel about that. This looks adorable. This looks adorable. This side is so slidey. This looks great. Oh, and it ends, I haven't even read the whole story, but it says, oh, she's from the Ukraine and she lives in the UK with her family. I'm pro-Ukraine. Not even gonna pretend I'm not. All right, my son lived there for 2 years. So I love how it ends here. It says, we're good like that, cheering each other up. That is a wonderful message. And they're eating ice cream. So what's not to love about this book? What a wonderful, delightful. If you have this unique illustrative style that works for me, then I'm already your friend. Oh, okay. This one is another one. This one I wanted for African American History Month. But what I was going to say is I'm really looking forward to the day when we no longer even need to have African American History Month because it's just all of our history. But this book is a picture book set during 1 week in the life of a young man known as Teach, who uses his ability to read and write to secretly educate others. This story narrative powerfully illustrates the risks many enslaved people took in pursuit of freedom. So it's written by Lisa Klein Ransom, who is a Coretta Scott King honoree, and a Coretta Scott King medalist. James Ransom is the illustrator. So I think this is going to be amazing. So it's written in dialect. I learned reading and writing coming up alongside Master's son Thomas, what he read, right? What he read, I read. I love this. So whenever I read stories like this of, I'll just hold this illustration up while I say this. Whenever I read stories like this about people who were disadvantaged in some way, in this case, enslaved, which is a pretty hefty disadvantage. But whenever I read about this, where they were disadvantaged and then yet somehow took it and did something amazing with it, then it makes me think of the Dylan Thomas line from one of his poems, "Time held me green and dying, but I sang in my chains like the sea." And I just love that. And when I just got those vibes just now. So this looks amazing. I also love, do you see how it's like written in almost poetic, the way that the prose is laid out? It's really wonderful. And it gives you a way to read. If you are not a very good oral reader or you worry about oral reading skills, books that are laid out like that, where the phrases are segmented, make it easier for you. This looks amazing. This looks truly amazing. They Call Me Teach, Lessons in Freedom. A great companion read for like maybe Sweet Clara and the Freedom Quilts. That would be great. Okay, the next book by Camilla de la Bedoyere. Camilla de la Bedoyere, illustrated by Aaron Cushley. My first guide to space. Well, the thing that you cannot miss about this book is how tall it is. And that's, okay, so I have mixed feelings about that because first of all, kids are interested in books that are a different shape than other books. So that's already a win. But one of the things that can be difficult for me as a teacher is just fitting it on my classroom library bookshelf because my bookshelves are set up to be the height of like most regular picture books, right? And so they may not actually fit on my shelves, but that's okay. You could just display it. All right, this is called from Big Picture Press. So it's designed to be this big. It is a reinforced trade edition for ages 6 to 9. It's divided up into content. Look at this big knife I have. Divided up into content. Oh, ooh, look at this. I love this already. Earth and Moon. And it like has all these different things about, oh, so pretty. So pretty. And then a page about astronomy. Oh my gosh, these illustrations, the vibes they're giving me are so much like this little golden book I used to have where a girl sits in the sunset. I've never been able to find it again, but it's like all these sunset colors and she's sitting on a tree branch. This is giving me those vibes. I feel like I'm 6 years old again. This is gorgeous. Stargazing in the South. Stargazers see different constellations in the night sky depending on where they are in the time of year. In the Southern Hemisphere, look, I love it that it's talking about the Southern Hemisphere because my husband's Australian and sometimes I feel like we're a little bit like, not Eurocentric, but like almost Amerocentric in how we think everybody sees the world. So this is all about the solar system divided up into chapters. So what I love about this is that it's showing kids that there's chapters, first journeys into space, showing that there's chapters, but there's not a ton of text, a very, like you could read through this fairly quickly, but it's got a lot of information, exploring deep space. I love this. Like whenever I'm looking, I told you that I look through the catalog. How do I pick the books I pick? I pick the books I think will work very well for gifted readers, bright, young readers. So if you're a grandparent, then obviously that's all your grandchildren. So this book, My First Guide to Space, and also they have a My First Guide to Weather, apparently. Okay, that looks amazing. All right, next book. Does it say on here? These also go on sale September 24th. So remember, if you're watching this right now, like then it may not be available yet, but you could order it. And Amazon will deliver it to you on the day it gets published. All right, next. It's like Christmas around here. Okay. Oh, they sent me 2 copies. They sent me 2 copies of all 3 of these. They sent me 2 copies of all 3. These are the exact same 3 books. They accidentally sent me 2 copies. I'm not sad about it because Monday is Grandparents' Day at my granddaughter's school. And so I need to fully review all of these, but I'll take the double set to her teacher. Somebody's gonna be happy. All right, this does not have a goes on sale site sticker. So sometimes that means that they go on sale different days. Sometimes it means that they're reprints of books that are already out or that are in the catalog still, haven't gone out. Oh, there's quite a few books in here. Let's look. Some thicker books too. Okay. Okay, this is a Christmas one. I've got a few Christmas ones here I'm really looking forward to. Let me do those first. This book is called Socks. It's based on the Christmas song by J.D. McPherson, and it's illustrated by Annika Oruk. And it says, it's not inconceivable that J.D.'s song, here teamed with Annika Oruk's brilliant illustrations, is so groovy that parents, on reading their kids' letters to Santa, will start to see a paragraph of Argyle's please at the bottom. So it says it's the perfect holiday read for a snowy night. Don't forget the hot cocoa cookies and a very cozy pair of socks. And it includes a link to the original song, so you can play the song. I love these illustrations. I love it when stuff is illustrated like mid-century modern. Oh, it's so fun. Look at that. This is a fun one. This is a fun one. Christmas picture book with cool vibes. Okay. Bunnies in a Sleigh. I have gotten several of these bunny books. And I have to tell you, we have Bunnies on a Bus, Bunnies on a Boat, and it says A Chaotic Christmas Tale by Philip Ardagh. I think he says Ardagh, I don't know. And Ben Mantle, maybe Ardagh. How would I say it? I'd say Ardagh. Who knows? I speak German, so sometimes I say things like I would say it if I were German, and I feel like that like fixes everything. All right, so Bunny on a Sleigh, let me tell you, I don't love these bunnies books. I just don't. They're a little too busy for me. But my granddaughters cannot get enough of them. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's about what do the kids love, right? And so the kids love these bunnies books. So I knew when I saw that they had a bunny Christmas sleigh book, I needed to have it. Oh, wait a minute. These illustrations are adorable. Okay, this might be my favorite of the bunny books. These are really cute. There's going to be chaos. These look like, these illustrations, like seriously, like correct me if I'm wrong, but are they not giving you a little bit of like Richard Scarry vibes? Little bit? They don't look anything like the others do to me. Not nothing, but not as, oh, okay. I love this kind of illustration where you could look at it for like an hour. I love that kind. That's what I love about Richard Scarry. That may be why it's giving me Richard Scarry vibes. There's so many things to look at. Okay, so that's a great Christmas one. So 2 good Christmas ones already. What's this? A Pine Cone by Helen Yoon. So, and it goes, there's another book called Off Limits that goes with it. Helen Yoon is an incredible illustrator. This one is another one that I thought might be a good like winter, but not necessarily Christmas. And I think that this is going to, Helen Yoon's illustration style is so amazing. So I think this is going to be fun. Collecting pine cones. Why are there so many pine cones? I really like pine cones. This is fun. And then, okay, so there is the like Christmas tree. And so it's like a low-key Christmas book. Good night, Pinecone family. See you tomorrow. So this is another one. This is one where the illustrations carry the story. And I love that for young readers because a lot of times kids, you're reading the story and if there's a lot of text on the page and you're reading a picture book, sometimes the kids are trying to turn the page, especially very young readers, trying to turn the page before you've actually read the text on the page. And so when they don't have a lot of text on the page like that and the pictures carry the story, that doesn't happen. This book is called Oak, the Littlest Leaf Girl by Lucy Fleming. And it says, I'm ready to leave the tree I've called home to step into what's next, the exciting unknown. Okay, so it says, high up in the branches of a tree lives a leaf girl named Oak. Look, I love I'll tell you what, like this is all the cottagecore vibes. This is like cottagecore meets picture book. I love it already. I don't even need to know about the story. I love anything where it's like fairies and fae and little woodland creatures and they live in a mushroom. Or an acorn, I guess it is. She's adorable. This is adorable. Oh, look at this. Oh, I love it when they do this. You know what book does this where you have to turn it this way? Is Auntie Claus. Auntie Claus, one of the top 5 best Christmas books ever. Auntie Claus, Auntie Claus. Oh dear, oh dear. I love that book. Anyway, it does this too, where you have to turn it the other way. Love it. Okay, I'm in love with you, Oak, the Littlest Leaf Girl by Lucy Fleming. I love you. Best-selling illustrator Lucy Fleming. Now I want all of her books. For Mikey, my woodland wanderer. I hope that's a fairy, but it's probably her husband. She is the creator of Ella's Nightlights, as well as illustrator of several books, including River Rose and The Magical Christmas, written by singer Kelly Clarkson. She lives and works in England. See, this is like England cottagecore. Okay, 2 thicker chapter books here. The Long Way Around by Anne Nesbitt. An exciting wilderness adventure. 3 cousins are cut off from their parents by a huge earthquake and need to hike long and treacherous mountain trails back to safety with only each other to rely on. So I was very interested in this book because there are it says cousins Owen, Vivian, and Amy. So it's a mix of boys and girls. We have this issue that boys don't like to read books with female protagonists. I've talked about that before. It's a real problem. But one of the things I like is that this is a mixture, so it can appeal to both. I think it would be a great book to pair alongside My Side of the Mountain, which would be for a little bit older readers. So if you have multiple readers in a family, I love the idea of like having kids of different ages read books that have some kind of through line where they're similar and they could compare them. You could read this with Hatchet as well, right? I think this would be amazing. It probably might even be a better companion to Hatchet. And then if you had an older kid, they could read like To Build a Fire by Jack London, although that's a short story. Maybe one of his longer books. I love this. And it looks great. Let me see if it has illustrations. No, not really. The chapters have like a thing here, but no pictures in the thing. So this is for a little bit older reader. Does it say on it? Sometimes they say on it. Pro tip, if you're ever looking at a book on Amazon or some other website, like your independent bookstore's website, and you want to know, like, how old is this? If you scroll down into all the boring stuff about the book, it'll tell you usually what grade level. This doesn't say how old it's for, but I would say it's a middle grade reader. Okay, Megan McDonald. Oh, Judy Moody, Sunny Side Up. I love the Judy Moody books, and I love this one, Sunny Side Up. I love this idea of here's a scoop. Judy Moody has some good news and some bad news. And I knew this was going to be a good one. This is going to be a good book for kids who get down about stuff going on in the world. I think this is an antidote to that. So if you don't know the Judy Moody books, you need to. Illustrations on the pages. And that's what I was looking for here to see. So that's one of the things that you can tell how old a kid should be to read that book or who the target audience is by how many illustrations are on the pages, if any, and also how large the font size is. So we've got a little bit larger font size. This is a little bit smaller book as far as even height. Like, look at that, which makes it a little easier for young hands to hold. So it looks like Megan McDonald has hit it out of the park again with yet another amazing Judy Moody book. You know, another thing about Judy Moody books that is so great is that, like Junie B. Jones, like Boxcar Children, I just did a whole video on book series for kids. And series books are so fantastic. They really get kids in the mood of reading. They are often the gateway drug. All right, this is the last box. The last box goes on sale October 1st. So these aren't quite out yet. Another week and a half from the time I'm recording this. Then we'll see how long it takes me to edit it. I'm so bad at editing videos. Usually my husband edits my videos for me, but I need to learn how. All right. He told me how to close this knife, and I'm not going to do it in front of you. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to cut myself. Okay. I'm going to let him do it. All right. More paper. Recycling. Oh, this box looks pretty full. Okay, there's a lot of books in here. Woo! I just thought of Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right. I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't like Cocoa Puffs. My favorite cereal. I know you want to know now since I said Cocoa Puffs. My favorite cereal. Okay, so like if actually, there's this keto granola that they have at Costco that has blueberries in it that I love that so much, but it costs like $400 a bag or something like that. That might be slight hyperbole. But there's also Kashi Go Lean Crunch. I like the original Kashi. I like that. And then my guilty pleasure cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I love cinnamon. All right. Look at all these books. I'm going to start a new pile because I don't want to knock that over. All right, that's what we've looked at so far. All right, this book is by Pete Houtman, and it's called Answers to Dog, and it won the National Book Award, or he did. Modest yet profound, Answers to Dog resonates like some kind of gentle reminder from the universe that life is worth chasing. a timeless tale of a boy and his dog that reaches deep for the heart. So I absolutely love this. Listen to this review. Once again, Pete Houtman has proven that we readers are mere putty in his hands. I love that. Okay, so Evan doesn't feel as though he fits in at school or at home, but he also doesn't like to draw attention to himself. Together, Evan and his dog get into a few scrapes. It celebrates family, friendship, and the universal fact that dogs make life better. Oh, I already love it. Okay, again, no illustrations, small font. So for a little bit older reader, I feel like, and he's written some other books, so if your reader likes this, I feel like this would be, I just can't stop with these book pairings. I need like book flights. Like, I don't drink alcohol, but if I did, it would be like cheese, like a wine flight, like a cheese flight with wine. I would do that only with books. But I feel like this would be a good one where a little bit older reader could maybe read one of the really sad ones like Old Yeller or Where the Red Fern Grows, and a slightly younger reader could read Sounder. I love that. I absolutely love that. And then what's that adult one? I can see it in my mind's eye with the boy and the dog. Who wrote that? Who wrote Prayer for Owen Meany? Okay, anyway, I should get better at this. Like if I were going to do this and put it up on YouTube or something, I would have to get my act together. Anyway, Answers to Dog by Pete Houtman. I think this is a winner. I can already tell. I don't know how I can, but I can. Oh, how fun. 101 dogs. 101 dogs. An illustrated compendium of canine. Look, you had me at compendium. If you say compendium, I will buy the book. If it says compendium on the title, I will buy it. By Nicola Jane Swinney. Tell me you're British without telling me you're British. My name is Nicola Jane Swinney, and I say compendium on the cover of my book. Illustrated by Roma Blumel. Okay, there's an umlaut. And if there's an umlaut, I'm allowed to say it like it's German. From dapper dachshunds to massive mastiffs, and from shaggy sheepdogs to slinky salukis, this beautifully illustrated guide to 101 dog breeds is perfect for any doting dog lover. And it conveniently says ages 9 to 12. I love these. You know what? These remind me, the illustrative style of this reminds me of that series of books that I really like with tons of illustrations. What's that girl's name? I'll have to put some of this in the description box. A Havanese and a Commodore. I recently read about those. Irish Setter and West Highland Terrier. These are not in alphabetical order, so I don't know how I feel about that. And they don't seem to be in any particular order. Shih Tzu and a Chow Chow. Do you know what they have in common? Nothing. Like Shih Tzus are lap dogs and Chow Chows. We had a dog. I'm not kidding you. We had a dog. It was an Akita Chow mix. It was very friendly to our family, but it was so protective that one day I was holding my baby on my hip at the mailbox, and a vicious dog from down the street came and like started to attack us. And our dog, Kita, she jumped a 6-foot fence and attacked that dog and protected us. You do not want, chows look like teddy bears, but you do not want to mess with a chow. Oh, I opened to this. I don't even know what the title is yet, but you had me at this. Oh my goodness. The Night Whale. I love whales. Do you know that? I absolutely love whales. Blue whales are my absolute favorite, but humpback whales, any kind of whale. This book is called The Night Whale. If you put whale on the title, oh my goodness, compendium and whale, all you have to do to get me to buy your book is put compendium or whale. All right, The Night Whale by Briar Mackenzie, illustrated by Jillian O'Mara. O'Mara. Not even going to say the last names, even though I should be able to because it's a Scottish name and I'm Scottish. All right, a little bit, mostly Irish. All right, The Night Whale. These are gorgeous illustrations. And you know what? I feel like everything, oh my word, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You have to buy this book. A Tender Tale About Shared Adventures and the Difficulty of Goodbyes. Oh, this book. Okay, I will tell you the truth. What I do after I review the books is that I have a little free library in my yard. Sometimes I put them in my little free library. I give them to my granddaughters if they want them, or I give them to their school library or their classroom teacher. But then there are some like this, and they don't go anywhere. They stay right here. All right, next. Melody on Money, Priceless Facts About Money by Mellody Hobson, From the Beginning of Time to the Coins in Your Couch. Apparently, Mellody has been to my house. So I love this. Mellody Hobson is co-CEO and president of Ariel Investments, the first African-American owned mutual fund in the United States. She's the chairman of Starbucks Corporation and serves on the board of directors of JP Morgan Chase. I love this. They're building at Princeton, her alma mater, a residential college in her name, the first to be named after a Black woman. I have chills. I have actual chills right now. I have goosebumps on my arms because go Mellody Hobson. Like, way to go, Mellody. I love it. I love it. And she says, my hope is that these historical, scientific, and just plain weird facts will invite kids and their parents to explore the fascinating world of money. Do you know what impresses me is that someone as busy as she is, because clearly, like, just listen to her resume, took the time to write a book for kids. Like, a book for kids is typically not going to make the money that a book for adults would make unless it's like a runaway bestseller. And so I just love that. I now am her fan. I'm going to go see if she'll connect with me on LinkedIn. So this is written by two people, Mellody and John. John is her son. And no, not her son. But Mellody was the only child. My mother was the first Black woman to graduate from the University of Chicago Law School. So that's amazing. Okay, this is amazing. The book is designed beautifully. Like, you don't have to buy it just as like a diversity book. And that's what I love. That's what I love. That's when we are going to know that we got there, is when we're not even impressed. Like, yawn, a Black woman, yawn, so what? Black women do everything, right? Like, it's amazing. Okay, this is so cool. This book is so interestingly laid out. It's got beautiful illustrations, illustrated by Caitlin Stevens. Shout out to Caitlin. And it looks very interesting. Getting to know Ben Franklin, that is, right? It's all about them Benjamins. This looks fantastic. Does this say what age this is? It says, it doesn't say. Here's what I would say. I would say this is going to be a book that's going to be, everything I say about ages is skewed because I work with gifted. I would say a 7-year-old gifted kid. That's what I'll say. In gifted years, 7. Everybody else, 10. All right. Mr. Lepron's Mystery Soup by Giovanna Zaboli and Maria Chiara Di Giorgio. How did I slaughter those Italian names? And then translated by Denise Muir. I love the idea of a children's book in translation. Oh, the illustrations. Oh my goodness. When Mr. Lepron trades in his cozy kitchen for shiny factory, will his famed vegetable soup retain its extraordinary taste? Oh, this is like Beatrix Potter. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You could read this. You could pair this. Okay, book flight. This with obviously the Peter Rabbit books, but also Rabbit Hill by Robert Lawson, chapter book. Yes. I have a statue of St. Francis of Assisi in my yard, even though I am not Catholic. I'm Mormon, but, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We don't like to call ourselves Mormon anymore, but I have a St. Francis of Assisi statue in my yard because of the book Rabbit Hill. If you know, you know. All right. Another Christmas one. Mr. Santa by Jarvis. Mr. Santa, is it really you? Did you read my letter? And have you wiped your shoes? Oh, this book is for me because it's not OCD if it works for you. So, and have you wiped your shoes? You know what I love? The paper isn't white. There's like this beautiful cream color to this. Oh, these illustrations. Oh my word. Oh, these are amazing. These are gorgeous. Are you afraid of heights? I'm shook. I'm shook, Jarvis. I am shook to the bone. This is a must for Christmas this year. And Jarvis has written and illustrated other things. Lives in Manchester, England. I don't know. It's British Authors for the Win today. The Midnight Panther by Poonam Mystery, ages 3 to 7. Thank you for putting on the back, Candlewick. One more reason I love you. Okay, The Midnight Panther. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Panther wants nothing more than to feel as though he belongs in the forest with the rest of the animals. With some guidance, perhaps Panther will finally discover his own strength and beauty among the stars in the night sky. Oh, this is exquisite. Poonam Mystery weaves a captivating fable with stunning illustrations about courage and finding your place in the world. So what I love about this is that we have folktale and fable in our language arts standards at very young grades. We always do the same ones. And I love the idea of having some inclusion of diverse authors here with the author from India that show like the illustrative style. And I feel like you could also meet some other standards with this. So this is a great classroom one. Oh, wow. The Midnight Panther. Sometimes the books are such a work of art that you wish you could just frame all of the illustrations. Quantum, the strange science of the smallest stuff in the universe. Christopher Edge, illustrated by Paul Davies. Welcome to Quantum Universe. I'm a tiny particle called a quark, but you can call me Q. Join me on a mind-blowing tour through time and space as we answer the biggest questions about the smallest stuff in the universe. So this is one of those like science books masquerading as a picture book. They don't work as well as like read alouds to the typical picture book audience, right? You're not going to read this to a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old, or maybe not the whole book, but you might read a little bit. But what I like is that it makes science digestible for younger readers earlier than it would be without the illustrations. So I absolutely love this. If I'm a teacher and I teach science, I'm going to have this in my book, even in my high school physics class. So this looks amazing. Quantum, the strange science of the smallest stuff on Earth by Christopher Edge. That looks like a winner. All right. Anthony Brown's Big Gorilla, a book of opposites. What's the opposite of opposite? I'm guessing you are looking for the same. So this book, oh, I love this. What's the opposite of old? Wait. Young. So sweet. What's the opposite of sad? Happy. I love this. This book teaches opposite. What's the opposite of heavy? But it's also teaching about like gorillas and that whole family of primates. Light. I love this. I love this enormous font. I love this beautiful. Oh, what's the opposite of big? Let me guess. Small. Oh, this is a winner. Anthony Brown is the award-winning author and illustrator of many books for children. Oh, this box was packed by Angel or Angel H. I'm gonna just give Angel a last name of Happy because Angel gets to pack books all the time, or Angel. Award-winning books including Gorilla and Zoo, both of which won the Kate Greenaway Medal. In 2000, he was the first British illustrator to receive the Hans Christian Andersen Award, and he served as Children's Laureate in Britain from 2009 to 2011. He lives in England. I told you, it is British Authors for the Win today. This looks absolutely gorgeous, Big Gorilla, Book of Opposites. So I want to mention something when it said Children's Laureate. We have that. We have a young reader ambassador. It was Kate DiCamillo for a while. We've had wonderful of them in the United States as well. You can look it up on the Library of Congress website. All right, last book of the day. I don't even know how long this video is. Lonely Bird's Dream, written and illustrated by Ruth Whiting. Hold on, I gotta look to the back to see where Ruth lives. Born in England. to Australian parents, I'm telling you. But now she lives with her. She frequently collaborates with her husband, artist, and kite designer, Tim Elverston, and they live in Florida. And she also wrote a book called Lonely Bird. All right, just called Lonely Bird. This is Lonely Bird's dream. I have read Lonely Bird, which is why I wanted this one. I love this illustrative style. So there's like Lonely Bird, who's like a white cutout bird, and then imposed on this other illustration. It feels so meta. It's like illustration within an illustration. I don't know if I'm holding this well, but it's like the little tiny bird. It's so gorgeous. It is so, yes, this wins. Okay, this illustration right here, this picture, reminds me of an illustration in one of my favorite children's books called Harvey Potter's Balloon Farm. Not Harry Potter, Harvey Potter. Harvey Potter's Balloon Farm. This has given me the vibes, and I love that. That's Mark Boehner. Oh, Mark Boehner. I have a crush. I have a crush on Mark Boehner. All right, I've never met him. I don't even know what he looks like, but I have an illustrator crush on Mark Boehner. And I hope he even says it that way because I say it that way, but because that's the right way. All right. I am loving this meta illustration within an illustration. I also love it when there's multiple illustrations on the same page. So, Ruth Whiting, I love you. I love you. And this looks like an absolute delight. So, Lonely Bird's Dream, last book of the day. So, there you have it. Thank you, Penguin Random House, and all your imprints for all the marvelous stuff coming our way this fall. Can't wait to read them all in their entirety and can't wait to share them with young readers. It looks like if you are already gearing up for that holiday that must not be named because it's only like 95 days away or something like that, looks like some great options. But for classroom libraries, home libraries, lots of opportunities for book flights here. I'm like super impressed. I love it. Can't wait. Thank you again for the review copies. Again, just to make it clear, I was given these copies in exchange for my honest review, which I have not yet given because I haven't read them all, but I think you know how I feel. Happy reading!